It's a fight for survival. A woman in the Bronx fought off her attacker with the help of some neighbors.
But that attacker got away, and now police are searching for that person. News 4's Melissa Colorado joins us live. Melissa, you spoke with one of the neighbors about what happened over the weekend. What did they say?
Well, Gus, I got to tell you, after spending the entire day here in Woodlawn, this is a neighborhood where people really look out for one another. So when neighbors heard this woman screaming for help at 1:30 a.m. Saturday morning, they raced out of their beds, jumped in to help her. Thankfully, she was able to fight off her attacker, and it was all caught on surveillance video. Just before 1:30 a.m. on Saturday, a woman walking in the Woodlawn section of the Bronx had her wireless earbuds in. She's talking on the phone, unaware there's a man behind her, following her every move. Another camera positioned near East 235th Street and Vireo Avenue shows what happens next.
Mustard on the beat, ho, Debo, any rap nigga, he a freak throw, man down, call her Amber Lambs, tell him breathe, bro, nail a nigga to the cross, he walk around like Tizo. What's up with these jabroni ass niggas trying to see Compton? The industry can hate me, fuck them all and they mama. How many options you really got? I mean, it's too many options. I'm finna pass on this body, I'm John Stockton.
Got breaking news of a person of interest in police custody in connection with the rape of a 13-year-old girl in Casina Park. CBS 2's Christina Fan, live from Flushing with more on this. They finally got him, apparently.
Well, Chris, police say the man they have in custody is a migrant from Ecuador. No charges have been filed just yet, but officials are calling him a very strong person of interest. Police sources tell us that he is now recovering at Elmhurst Hospital after people who were staying at the same migrant shelter he was staying at apparently recognized him and beat him up. This photo, provided to us by police sources, shows the man officials say is wanted in connection to the sexual assault of a 13-year-old girl, being led into the 110th precinct in handcuffs. NYPD officials say the man is an Ecuadorian national who arrived in the United States in 2021. He resides in a Queens shelter and was picked up after people on the street recognized him from this surveillance video.
Beat your ass and hide the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up to score with him. Walk him down whole time, I know he got some hoe in him. Pull on him, extort shit, bully the flow on him. Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1. To any bitch that talk to him and they in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him. They tell me Chubb's the only one that get your hand-me-downs and party at the party playing with his nose now. And Baca got a weird case. Why is he around? Certified lover boy, certified pedophile.
The man puts his arm around her and pulls her down to the ground.
That type of aggression to me seemed very premeditated and very violent.
Video shows the woman fighting back and wrestling her way out of his grip.
The minute you hear something out of the ordinary, you act.
Her screams wake up the block.
I think it was a saving grace that the windows were open.
Another camera shows the man running away on Vireo Avenue.
I think that is the reason the criminal took off and probably saved the girl's life. But she was remarkable.
One neighbor who helped the victim says the attacker didn't try to steal her phone. She believes he tried to sexually assault his victim.
Horrifying. I have a 27-year-old daughter who comes home at night.
Neighbors are sharing the video on social media.
Thank God for the footage, because we wouldn't have known about this, and that scares me.
And asking police to add patrols in this neighborhood before this attacker strikes again.
Woodlawn's tight. We got to keep it that way.
Police still working on tracking this man down, and if you have any information that can help police make an arrest in this case, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. That's the latest here in Woodlawn. I'm Melissa Colorado, News 4 New York.
That fuck 'em up. I'ma do my stuff. Why you trolling like a bitch? Ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor. They not like us. 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 They not like us.
Released last night by the NYPD. He has no prior arrests in New York City. The suspect is accused of threatening a 13-year-old girl and her classmate, a 13-year-old boy, with a machete-like knife in Casina Park last Thursday, forcing them into a wooded area where he tied their wrists together with a shoelace before sexually assaulting the girl. He then took both of their cell phones. At a news conference then, top brass vowed it would spare no expense defense to catch the perpetrator. Police this morning credited the city for coming together, praising the courageous work of the two children who survived the terrifying attack, detectives who went door to door with surveillance video, and the community for recognizing the suspect and calling it in. And we're expecting to learn much more about this case and the person of interest in custody at a news conference that will be held later on this afternoon by the NYPD. But again, sources tell us they believe they have their man. The mobile command center that's been behind us the last 5 days just drove off, and the community saying they finally feel at ease. Reporting live from Flushing, Queens, Christina Fan, CBS 2 News.
Okay, Christina, thank you.
It's still unclear this afternoon how someone broke into this Gage Park migrant shelter early this morning. City leaders say they're trying to get to the bottom of what happened, while one female migrant we spoke with says this morning's scary incident has put her on edge. 15th Ward Alderman Raymond Lopez takes a walk with members of the mayor's office, the Chicago Department of Public Health, and staffers at the Gage Park migrant shelter after a man somehow broke in after 2:15 this morning.
Was this intentional because of the migrants? Was this a mental health breakdown? What was this really about?
Lopez says the intruder got into the women's dormitory through this side door that was supposed to be locked, but did not make contact with any of the migrants, while Chicago police tell us the man pointed his finger at the women inside and then ran off. One witness told police she saw the outline of what looked like a gun on the suspect, but a firearm was never seen.
Pair of migrants have been arrested in a suburban Buffalo area accused of sex crimes. The latest arrest happening over the weekend, the second in as many weeks. Officials there are now calling for a complete stop on the transportation of migrants to the Buffalo area, while immigration advocates in Western New York say the actions of two men are not representative of the hundreds that have been sent there from New York City over the past 2 months. Our Jorge Ventura has more on this developing story. Jorge.
Yeah, good morning, Marky. Those two migrant sex crime arrests have sparked outrage from local officials in Western New York. Frustrated leaders in Erie County are now putting a pause on accepting any more migrants, at least until security efforts show up. This is coming after authorities in Cheektowaga arrested 22-year-old Kindu Jinsi on Friday on charges of sex abuse and unlawful imprisonment. The migrant is from the Republic of Congo and is being accused of attacking an employee inside a hotel.
Among those who've been apprehended on the southern border, but between ports of entry, more than 300 individuals who are on our terror watch list. Terrorist watch list. The frightening question is, if so many terrorists were caught attempting to cross our borders, how many have entered undetected?
A police presence was visible tonight on Randall's Island, a day after a man was stabbed in the neck. Cell phone video given to us by a migrant shows the chaos. This woman had just walked in when she saw the victim screaming for help. The man was stabbed. He was screaming, saying he was stabbed in the neck by one of the security guards. She did not want to be identified, but says a group of Venezuelan men got into some type of argument that escalated into a fight. Security got involved. You can see them in the video wearing the yellow vests. 18 people were arrested.
New at 5, a pair of Venezuelan migrants has been charged with stealing almost $3,000 in merchandise from the Oak Brook Mall. Police arrested Luis Mendez Gomez and Frank Montes Davila. They were arrested yesterday and now charged with felony burglary and retail theft. Mendez Gomez was also cited for driving without a license. Police say the men went into Oak Brook Macy's with 2 bags and started filling them with items. Officers took him into custody not long after. The bags allegedly contained 16 high-end fragrances and a pair of pants. This is the second time in a little more than a week that migrants have been charged with stealing from the Oak Brook Macy's.
Prominent alderman is calling on Mayor Johnson to address what he describes as disruptive and dangerous behavior among Chicago's new migrant population. Alderman Ray Lopez, whose ward does include that Gage Park shelter, says his constituents have witnessed gang recruitment efforts, drug use, sex acts, and prostitution. He says many migrants are, quote, joyfully ignoring curfews, and heroin abuse is a growing concern there.
Migrants looking for fast cash to get a job can wind up as pawns in a criminal operation.
Many of them caught stealing in order to pay for fake IDs to gain employment. Our Tia Ewing live downtown with the undercover bust tonight.
Well, let me tell you more about that bust. The fake ID ring was busted just 5 days ago. The crooks were selling these phony IDs for $150 each. It was all uncovered inside of a little village home. And once investigators were inside, they also uncovered $7,200 in cash and what they believed to be meth.
Night, only Eyewitness News was there as an army of police fanned out at migrant facilities throughout the city, targeting a problem that's exploded in recent months: unregistered scooters, which cops say have become a persistent quality of life issue, particularly in Manhattan.
We had to come here and we had to do our job.
The first order of business here was they went for the bikes. Dozens of bikes without registrations, some with plates stolen off other bikes somewhere in the city, all immediately carted away on a police flatbed.
Come on, y'all. Come on. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I've been covering the migrant crisis for over 7 months now. And through my findings, I can tell you the whole layout. I can tell you everything. I can tell you why our country is allowing it to happen. I can tell you what the largest demographic of the migrants are, i.e., which country most of them are coming from. I can tell you the journey that they're taking from South America. I can tell you the black market crime ring and the different levels that you work your way through as a migrant. I can tell you there are multiple methods of escaping a city after they perpetrate a crime like rape or robbery. Guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Smash that like button on the way in. Share the video. Throw 5 on the Cash App or the PayPal if you support the mission. And let me get some fists in the chat if you can hear me loud, crisp, and clear. Guys, just yesterday, an illegal immigrant, God damn it, I can't call them that. The title says migrant. The thumbnail says migrant. I can't call them an illegal immigrant because guess what? They're not an illegal immigrant. Our country legalized this shit. Hey, as long as you get through the border, no matter how you got through the border, if you get through the border and you say you're seeking sanctuary in a sanctuary city, well, goddamn it, you're not an illegal immigrant. You're a migrant seeking asylum. So let's talk about it, guys. Just yesterday, a migrant, you know, because they're such lovely people, a migrant in New York City held 2 13-year-old girls at knife point and raped one of them. Yeah, you heard that right. Guys, this isn't the first case of New York City migrants raping people that I've covered. This is about the 8th or 9th. There was a migrant that raped a girl that was disabled living in a homeless shelter. There was a migrant that sexually assaulted a female hotel staff member. There was a migrant that snuck into a woman's abandoned property, and then when she came back, they butchered her, put her in a gym bag, and then her children found her a few days later. I mean, these migrants were doing some sick shit. Let's get into it.
And we begin with a big arrest after a case of New York street justice. Police say the man on this bike is the suspect wanted in the rape of a 13-year-old girl at knife point in Queens Park just last week. 25-year-old Giovanni Christian Landi was arrested this morning after being jumped by a group of angry citizens. And those same people called police, telling officers to come and get him. News 4's Rodney Smith is at Elmhurst Hospital, where that suspect is right now. Rodney?
Yeah, that's exactly the reason why I'm here at the hospital right now. Our source is telling us that police brought the suspect here to Elmhurst Hospital for treatment of his injuries. And if you're wondering why was he injured, it's because the people who identified him said they were going to get in a fight with him and they beat him up before calling police. Take a look at this image. This is an image of...
Yes, guys, this is a migrant that rapes a 13-year-old girl, and within less than 24 hours, he's delivered up to the police by the community. His fellow migrants at the shelter whooped his ass and turned him into the cops. Street justice, if you will.
The suspect. We've shown you this before, and this is an image of what we now know is Christian Giovanni. Police telling News 4 that people living in the same area recognized him from a wanted poster and deliberately attacked him, a form of street justice, before calling police to pick him up. He's accused of holding two 13-year-olds up at knife point in broad daylight in Casino Park. Police say he raped the 13-year-old girl and then proceeded to steal both of their cell phones and told them to wait 20 minutes before leaving. Those teenagers ran to a nearby school for help and were taken to the hospital for treatment. This has been an absolutely horrific crime, and police put dozens of officers on the investigation and vowed to the public that they would catch him, and now we know they have. Later this morning, we know the NYPD Police Commissioner and the Chief of Detectives will hold a news conference, and we have a crew that will be there. We'll bring you more information on air. And
Come on, y'all, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Guys, these motherfuckers keep it up. I'm gonna be rocking a MAGA hat by the end of the month. If these motherfuckers keep it up, I'm about to be talking about the deep state was mad that Donald Trump was trying to drain the swamp, and the trumped up charges, conspiracies, Trump's innocent, and as long as he closed the border. Shit, as long as he closed the border, I don't care who he's grabbing by the pussy. I don't care what porn star he's fucking. I don't care. Okay. Hey, he can have an audio clip that comes out sounding like Joe Rogan. Y'all remember when they did the compilation video of Joe Rogan saying the N-word? Oh, they did Joe Rogan dirty, right? Donald Trump can have a compilation video come out like that. I do not care. As long as the borders are secure and our children are safe. God damn it. Hide your kids, hide your wife. These migrants, y'all. These migrants is raping everybody out here. Everybody. It's their culture. It's their custom. It's their tradition. This is just how they are.
He hiding under the car because we beat the
After already facing street justice,
yeah, we did your job for you.
Christian Inga now awaits a judge and jury. The 25-year-old caught by nearly a dozen neighborhood vigilantes. They waited for the rape suspect to return home to a shelter on 108th Street.
And I told everybody that's the rapist, and everybody just started hitting me.
We all just basically retaliated for the 13-year-old girl because it's not right what he did to her.
Yeah, that was very disgusting. So we had to act accordingly.
This crew from Corona recognized Inga from the wanted flyers and surveillance video, holding him down Tuesday morning until police charged in.
He indicated that he has a drug problem, that he found the knife that he used to threaten the two teens, that this was the first time he had ever done anything like this.
I love when you're lying like that. So I'ma keep lying like that. I love when you lying like that. So I'ma keep lying like that.
Yeah. Guys, in my free time, call it educational and entertaining. I watch those predator catcher videos, and the predators always say, it's my first time. I would never do. It's my first time. Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop lying. Sir, you held two 13-year-old little girls at knife point and raped one of them, and you want us to believe your excuse of being on drugs? And you on drugs and you just found a knife and it was just your first time. All right.
He indicated that he has a drug problem, that he found the knife that he used to threaten the two teens, that this was the first time he had ever done anything like this.
For 4 days, detectives hunted the suspect who allegedly raped a 13-year-old girl at knife point in Casino Park in broad daylight. Her 13-year-old friend left bound by his hands. Investigators say despite the trauma, the survivors were able to give crucial clues, first by helping with a composite sketch.
I'll tell you right now, that sketch was dead on.
Inga is an Ecuadorian migrant who entered the U.S. through Texas in 2021 with a 3-year-old child. He was arrested, fingerprinted, and photographed, then released.
God damn, he got a child of his own. Oh, Lord, who knows what he's been doing to his own child. And yes, thank you guys for the correction. So it wasn't his fellow migrants. It was the community. The community said, wait, no, I seen that dude. He stays at that shelter right there. And the community rounded him up and delivered some street justice. Hey, his fellow migrant probably wouldn't have said shit. His fellow migrant would have probably hit him like Anne Frank or something.
Before arriving in New York, those forensics helping in this rape probe, and immigration officials say they will work to deport him.
We're interested in pursuing removal proceedings once he's done with his local charges.
NYPD's top cop applauding the public for their teamwork and tenacity.
The people of the city could come together and get the job done like no one else.
And hold up. Did they just say that they released him? Did I just hear that right? I'm confused. I'm confused on why you would release someone like that. All right, guys, New York City. They do things different over there in New York City, the Big Apple, right?
Well, now at 4, it's a fight for survival. A woman in the Bronx fought off her attacker with the help of some neighbors.
But that attacker got away, and now police are searching for that person. Newsworld's Melissa Colorado joins us live. Melissa, you spoke with one of the neighbors about what happened over the weekend. What did they say?
Well, guys, I got to tell you, after spending the entire day here in Woodlawn, this is a neighborhood where people really look out for one another. So when neighbors heard this woman screaming for help at 1:30 a.m. Saturday morning, they raced out of their beds.
Damn, shout out to the community. Shout out to the community, okay? So when she's getting raped, it's her neighbors that stop him and save her. When they now looking for the dude, it's the neighbors that track him down and whoop his ass and deliver him up on a silver platter to the police, okay? Shout out to the neighbors, okay? Shout out to the neighbors. You know what? I got to do it one time for the one time. Hold on. Let me see. This is live TV, guys. Bear with me for just a moment. This is live TV after all, but God damn it. We just got to do it one time for the one time in honor of thy neighbor. Good Lord. Come on, y'all, sing it with me. The migrants are coming to our neighborhood. The migrants are coming to our neighborhood. It's time to whoop ass. It's time to kick some ass.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. A beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood. A neighborly day for beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine?
Come on, y'all, sing it with me. This is a classic. Y'all sing it with me. I know you know the words. The migrants are raping in our neighborhood. Hide your kids. Hide your wife.
I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Would you be mine? Would you be my neighbor?
But not you migrants. No. This was not the type of neighbor that Mr. Rogers was envisioning, okay? Them third world citizens need to stay in their third world shitholes. We don't need third world people fucking up our first world, okay? As elitist as that sounds, call me a globalist, goddammit. Call me a globalist.
Jumped in to help her. Thankfully, she was able to fight off her attacker, and it was all caught on surveillance video. Just before 1:30 a.m. on Saturday, a woman walking in the Woodlawn section of the Bronx had her wireless earbuds in. She's talking on the phone, unaware there's a man behind her, following her every move. Another camera positioned near East 235th Street and Vireo Avenue shows what happens next. The man puts his arm around her and pulls her down to the ground.
Guys, you think I'm joking, but I'm not. This is a whole separate case. This is a whole separate incident recently in New York City. Migrants is just running up on females. Y'all get some pepper spray. Hey, God damn it. This the one time I'm a plug Tariq's cooning ass. Get you some Ogun juice.
Say something. If Ahmaud Arbery had some Ogun juice, that brother might have been able to get away from them damn white supremacists.
Come on, y'all. If you can't beat them, join them, guys. I'm gonna turn into a grifter. I'm gonna sell some Oseo juice, and I'm gonna make a video talking about, maybe if them ladies had some Oseo juice, then they can get away from those migrant rapists. Okay, y'all. This is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. We ain't even talking about the illegal mopeds they riding around in. We ain't even talking about the shoplifting. We ain't even talking about the fake documents. We ain't even talking about them squatting in residences. We ain't even talking about them butchering and murdering people. We are talking about the rape right now. We ain't even talking about them living in basements and furniture stores and shit. I mean, these migrants are causing havoc.
That type of aggression to me seemed very premeditated and very violent.
Video shows the woman fighting back and wrestling her way out of his grip.
The minute you hear something out of the ordinary, you act.
Her screams wake up the block.
I think it was a saving grace that the windows were open.
Another camera shows the man running away on Vireo Avenue.
I think that is the reason the criminal took off and probably saved the girl's life. But she was remarkable.
One neighbor who helped the victim says the attacker didn't try to steal her phone. She believes he tried to sexually assault his victim.
Horrifying. I have a 27-year-old daughter who comes home at night.
Neighbors are sharing the video on social media.
Thank God for the footage, because we wouldn't have known about this, and that scares me.
And asking police to add patrols in this neighborhood before this attacker strikes again.
Woodlawn's tight. We got to keep it that way.
Hey, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But New York City, at a certain point in time, when black folks in New York City was engaging in black markets and becoming millionaires, getting that shmoney, right? They patrolled the shit out of the New York City streets. But now let the migrants be running around killing and raping people, and we don't see no cops in sight, y'all. We don't see no cops in sight. When we do see the cops, they getting their ass whooped by the migrants, y'all. The cops is getting their asses beat by the motherfucking migrants, y'all. Come on. Or they're arresting the migrants and then letting them go. Come on. When it comes to us, I mean, they'll stop and frisk us, stop and frisk. They'll police brutality, over police an area. But when it comes to the migrants, y'all, the migrants whooping their ass.
Now from Fox, continuing now with top stories and headlines of the day. On your screen right now, a live look out in New York City, Times Square to be specific. A group of 5 men have been arrested, accused of attacking a group of New York City police officers. Fox 5 New York's Lizette Nunez live in Times Square this morning with the latest on the charges these men now face. Lizette, good morning to you.
Good morning to you. And it was a horrific attack, and it was all caught on camera. Police ultimately put the surveillance video of that attack out to the public, as well as pictures of the suspects, which they believe led to additional arrests. Arrest after this video shows a group of men assaulting officers in Times Square. The incident taking place Saturday around 8:30 in the evening. According to police, officers tried to break up a disorderly group on West 42nd Street. When police tried to take the person dressed in yellow into custody, that's when things took a turn and the group began attacking the officers. Several people repeatedly punched and kicked the officers.
Come on, y'all. When would the cops ever allow a group of Black Americans to gang up on them and do something like they would start busting, y'all? They would start spraying and praying into the whole crowd of little Black children and everything. But Lord, the migrants get a pass and then some. Interesting dynamic when you juxtapose it that way, isn't it? Come on, y'all. Let's do this. Hit the like button, share the video, throw 5 on the Cash App or the PayPal if you appreciate the content. This is interesting. I live on the West Coast. I don't live on the East Coast. Put a 1 in the chat if you also live on the West Coast. Our brothers and sisters on the East Coast are dealing with a whole lot.
A mob of illegal migrants facing gang assault charges after allegedly beating up 2 New York City police officers. New York Post is reporting that the 2 cops were checking on unattended children outside a migrant shelter when they were jumped. Queens DA putting out this statement, quote, they approached a group of nearby adults to make sure that the children were being supervised. At that point, approximately 5 adults began punching, kicking, and shoving the officers, with 2 assailants throwing bikes and striking the cops. So 4 of the suspects were arraigned yesterday, charged with assault, child endangerment, and a laundry list of other charges.
Damn, y'all. Damn. Let's talk about it. The main topic of the day was supposed to be the migrant rapists, but I just wanted you guys to know they're doing all types of crimes. All type of crime indeed. But let's go ahead and get back into the migrant rapists.
Tonight, a migrant has been charged with raping a 15-year-old disabled girl at a Rockland hotel. The case already sparking outcry from local leaders. WBZ's Brandon Truitt is live in Rockland with what was revealed in court today. Brandon?
Well, Chris, the state started booking out all of the rooms in this hotel last year as a part of its emergency assistance shelter program. And authorities have confirmed to us that both the victim and...
Come on, you thought migrants had it easy. Migrants getting free hotel stays and shit. Oh, Lord, migrants getting to stay in the hotel for free $99 and they raping 15-year-old disabled girls? Okay.
Suspect in this case lived here.
I have a patron, I don't know if he's a manager or National Guard, on the 911 line, 850 Hingham Street. It's going to be for the migrant section.
It was around 7 Wednesday night. Police records show a front desk worker called 911, reporting a 15-year-old disabled girl had been sexually assaulted.
Room 115, meet the police, EMS response.
Police say they met the teenager in the lobby. Using multiple translators, she told authorities a man in the hotel brought her to his room to help her with an app on her tablet. Once there, he began having sex with her, the girl explained. According to the police report, the girl asked the man to leave her alone, but says that he wouldn't stop. She was ultimately taken to the hospital. Using a description of the man, police found their suspect in the room where the alleged rape happened. With enough evidence, police say they arrested 26-year-old Corey Alvarez. He was formerly...
Damn. What's that look like, y'all? Where's he from? Haiti? The DR? Yeah, he looks more Dominican to me, right? Either way, he looked like them. He looked like one of them African Mino black poppies.
Mino black poppy.
Charged with rape of a child in Hingham District Court Thursday. Authorities say Alvarez moved here from Haiti and is part of the migrant system.
God damn it, I hit it on the head. God damn it, I said Haiti or the DR. It was Haiti, y'all. It was Haiti.
Republican State Representative David DeCoste serves this district and says, I'm absolutely appalled by the incident that took place in Rockland. Above all, my heartfelt sympathies extend to the young girl who has reportedly been subjected to abuse. The Commonwealth has failed this young girl. We have reached out to the governor's office multiple times for this report, as well as the state agency that's over the migrant shelter program. We have not heard back. Alvarez, meantime, was held without bail. He has another court date next week. Live in Rockland, Brandon Truitt, WB.
Hey. We got some interesting things going on in our country, y'all. Interesting things indeed. Talk about it. These migrants is raping folks out here.
Pair of migrants have been arrested in a suburban Buffalo area accused of sex crimes. The latest arrest happening over the weekend, the second in as many weeks. Officials there are now calling for a complete stop on the transportation of migrants to the Buffalo area, while immigration advocates in Western New York say the actions of two men are not representative of the hundreds that have been sent there from New York City over the past 2 months. Our Jorge Ventura has more on this developing story. Jorge.
Yeah, good morning, Marky. Those two migrant sex crime arrests have sparked outrage from local officials in Western New York. Frustrated leaders in Erie County are now putting a pause on accepting any more migrants, at least until security efforts show up. This is coming after authorities in Cheektowaga arrested 22-year-old Kindu Jinsi on Friday on charges of sex abuse and unlawful imprisonment. The migrant is from the Republic of Congo and is being accused of attacking an employee inside a...
Migrants from Congo raping folks, migrants from Venezuela raping folks, migrants from Haiti, DR raping folks. I mean, God damn it. All these folks have one thing in common. They all come from impoverished countries.
The hotel. The victim was working for an organization assisting asylum seekers at a hotel being used to shelter migrants arriving from New York City. The hotel sits across the street from a residential neighborhood. Cheektowaga Police Chief Brian Gold is calling for the hotel to be shut down as a shelter for migrants.
I'm asking that for the immediate discontinued use of the Best Western Hotel on Dingens Street. The hotel is located in a residential neighborhood and is causing not only safety concerns to nearby residents, but also quality of life issues.
A Venezuelan migrant named Jesus Guzman Bermudez also is being accused of raping a woman in front of a 3-year-old child. Earlier this month, officials say that...
And now we got a migrant raping someone in front of their toddler. Okay, guys, I urge you to learn your state's local firearms law. As long as you're not a felon, you have the right to bear arms. That's your constitutional right. Nothing more American than that. As a matter of fact, I think Texas allows felons to even carry firearms. So yeah, look into your local gun laws. This is nuts. This is nuts. Yeah.
26-year-old and the victim were staying in a hotel in Cheektowaga funded by the Adams administration when this happened. New York leaders are now calling for New York Governor Kathy Hochul to send in a Venezuelan migrant named Jesus Guzman Bermudez also is being accused of raping a woman in front of a 3-year-old child. Earlier this month, officials say the 26-year-old and the victim were staying in a hotel in Cheektowaga funded by the Adams administration when this happened. New York leaders are now calling for New York Governor Kathy Hochul to send the National Guard to Erie County, which the governor has accepted, and Mayor Adams has accepted not sending any more migrants to Erie County. This is also coming as Erie County leaders are looking for reimbursement from New York City for sheltering around 540 migrants in the county.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, just to give you a little bit of a warning, it's gonna get worse and it's never gonna get better. Let's keep on keeping on. I mean, oh Lord, all we can do after all is keep on keeping on. And huge shout out to Matthew. Matthew, thank you for coming through with the Cash App, brother. I appreciate the support. Salute to Matthew. Chat, make sure to give your kudos to our good brother Matthew. Putting something in the brown paper bag.
Brown paper bag. Brown paper bag.
And Matthew left a comment. He said, thanks for shining light on this. Hey, I'm just doing what I can with what I got. You know, shout out to all the new subscribers. We're about to hit 20,000 subs here. Coming up on 2 years on YouTube, doing these live streams. And I'm just trying to use my platform to put y'all up on game. I mean, I don't watch the news at all. I wouldn't know that this stuff is going on if it wasn't my literal day job to collect this information and present it to the community by and large. So thank you guys for showing up and showing out. But God damn it, I've got to say again, it's gonna get worse and it's not gonna get better.
The Harford County Sheriff says through DNA evidence, local police and FBI agents were able to arrest Victor Antonio Martinez Hernandez in Tulsa, Oklahoma last night. According to officials, Martinez Hernandez entered the U.S. illegally last year from El Salvador, where he was wanted for murder. During today's press conference, Sheriff Jeff Gaylor had this message for the White House.
Here in Harford County, we are 1,800 miles away from the southern border, and the American citizens are not safe because of failed immigration policies. This is the second time in just 2 years that an innocent Harford County woman has lost her life to a criminal in our country illegally.
Martinez Hernandez's arrest comes nearly a year after Morin's tragic death, and tonight we're learning more about how investigators were able to track her alleged killer down, plus his alleged connections to crime spanning thousands of miles. August 5th, 2023, the death of 37-year-old Rachel Marin, a mother of 5, rocked the Harford County community. Her body discovered along the Ma and Pa Trail in Bel Air. Today,
Rachel's murderer is no longer a free man.
10 months later, police announcing the arrest of 23-year-old Victor Antonio Martinez Hernandez, charged with first-degree rape and murder.
Yeah, guys, I said it before and I'll say it again. Look up your local gun laws and realize it's getting worse and it's not going to get better.
We're going to begin with a manhunt for squatters suspected of killing a woman and then stuffing her body into a duffel bag.
Police say the victim walked into the apartment in Kips Bay last week, found the squatters in the living room, and that would be the last time anyone saw her alive again.
Eyewitness News reporter Jim Dolan live outside that apartment building where neighbors are understandably nervous. Jim?
Sandra, Natalie Vittel was murdered inside apartment 19A in this Kips Bay building. To get to that apartment, to get to that floor, you need a special key for the elevator. Police now believe the 2 people who killed her somehow got hold of that key and used it to stay in the apartment while she was away, until Ms. Vittel unexpectedly came home and found them there. Nadia Vittel came to the apartment to prepare it for a visitor who was coming soon. Police have spent a week investigating the case and now say she was murdered brutally by a man and a woman who were squatters in.
Come on, y'all. Migrant squatters murdering U.S. citizens. And shout out to Fazo. Thank you for throwing 5 on it. Come on, y'all. Migrant squatters butchering people.
In her apartment, and it's all on the tape.
I was shocked to find out from the detectives that they had been there since Sunday.
Now, video surveillance police have not yet released shows a man and a woman police believe to have been squatters going in and out of apartment 19A since early March. The apartment was owned by 52-year-old Nadia Vittel. Vittel's body was found by the FDNY, stuffed in a duffel bag inside the apartment.
I'm wondering how they knew, about this apartment.
Yeah, and when they catch him, don't give us the, oh, it's my first time. Nah, you must have butchered people and chopped them up before and put them in duffel bags. This seems premeditated.
How they picked it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem like they were just trying out other apartments. Seems like they just went straight up to the 19th floor.
Police believe Vittel surprised the couple by coming home and that the man and woman who were squatting in her apartment beat and killed her, slamming her face against a wall. The 2 are later seen by surveillance cameras driving away in Vittel's car.
Damn, butchered her, threw her in a duffel bag, and left in her whip. Guys, look up your local gun laws and realize it's gonna get worse and it ain't gonna get better.
All that breaking news from the last hour, a guilty verdict in the case of a woman
accused of killing her landlord and stuffing her remains in a freezer.
And Alyssa Donovan live at the Cook County Criminal Courts building with the story now. Alyssa?
Yeah, Ray and Micah, a very late night tonight at the Cook County Courthouse. Those jurors started deliberating at 2 p.m. this afternoon. They finally reached a verdict tonight just before 9:30. That judge requesting they continue until then and hoping that they would come to a verdict, and they did, finding the defendant guilty on all charges. 37-year-old Sandra Kalalu showing little emotion as the verdict was read, guilty of first-degree murder, dismemberment, and aggravated identity theft in the gruesome death of her landlord, 69-year-old Frances Walker. Walker was reported missing in October of 2022. Chicago police discovered her body parts inside a freezer in her home during their investigation into her disappearance.
Come on. We heard the migrant squatters butchering up the lady, putting her in a duffel bag. Now we got the African migrant chopping up, dismembering her landlord, throwing her in what was it, a freezer?
37-year-old Sandra Kalalu showing little emotion as the verdict was read, guilty of first-degree murder, dismemberment, and aggravated identity theft in the gruesome death of her landlord, 69-year-old Frances Walker.
And yes, this is why we are delineating. If it wasn't for her African phenotypes, if it wasn't for her last name being Kalalu, people would automatically take her for a Black American.
Walker was reported missing in October of 2022. Chicago police discovered her body parts inside a freezer in her home during their investigation into her disappearance. Kalalu killing and dismembering Walker following an argument that was heard by other tenants. Walker had planned to evict Kalalu. Walker's
Hey guys, I've had disputes with landlords before. I've never thought to kill them, chop up their body, and then put it in a, what was it again, guys? Did I miss it? Was it a freezer?
phone and credit card were found in Kalalu's possession, and according to prosecutors, Kalalu's DNA was found on the bags that the body parts were stored in inside the freezer. Kalalu's attorney attempted to steer the jury away from their client, pointing to Walker's husband as the murderer, pitching his motive as profiting from her estate. Walker's family embracing each other in the courtroom and shedding tears during the verdict. Here's what they had to say.
The Walker family finally is going to heal starting today, and we're so happy of the verdict. We know that we got the right person and that she could no longer, hurt anybody else.
I believe justice was done, and I'm glad that society, this will be a little bit safer without this person out there.
Come on, y'all. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Shout out to God Love Freedom. They say, I hypothesize that most crimes in our community are committed by generational Africans from slavery. Yeah, no, I would back that theory. I'd have to look into it more. I don't think there's any way to quantify that, but I would support it. But guys, thanks for showing up and showing out. Don't go anywhere. As soon as this broadcast ends, there's going to be a countdown on the screen, and the next stream is going to begin automatically. I'll see you over there in